Shadow Entei Raid Day is finally here, and it could flip the meta. We're talking potentially the new number 2 fire-type attacker in the game. Do not skip this Raid Day, and let's show you why. Now, I already covered the basics in my last video briefly, but I'm going to cover them again quickly. For the when and where, the event will take place Saturday the 2nd of May, 2 until 5 PM, and the bonuses will be as follows. There's going to be up to 5 additional raid passes from spinning gyms or stops, which takes you up to 6 for the day. There's going to be increased Entei shiny chance from shadow raids, and the remote raid limit will increase to 20 from Friday the 1st 5 PM until Saturday the 2nd 8 PM. As usual, there will be an event ticket for the equivalent of $4.99, and that will give an extra 8 passes on top to give you a total of 14 for the day, increased Candy XL from raids, 50% more XP from raids, and 2 times Stardust from raids. And these bonuses will be effective on Monday the 2nd from 2 PM until 5 PM. Now, as a quick tip, it's worth deciding if you're going to stop at 6 raids for the day or buy the ticket in advance before the day starts. If you do the 6 and then decide, you've ended up losing out on 6 raids worth of 50% more XP and 2 times Stardust. As I mentioned, the increased shiny chance will be 1 in 10 as is standard for raid days, which is the best chance you have at getting raid shinies, or a Shundo with a 1 in 2,160 odds. Speaking of the Hundo, the IVs you're looking for are going to be 1984 or 2480 in sunny weather. In terms of minimum purifying range, you're going to be looking at anything above 1950 or 2438 if boosted. The best counters to help with defeating Shadow Entei are going to be Eternatus, Primal Kyogre with its signature move Origin Pulse, Primal Groudon with its signature move Precipice Blades, Mega Garchomp with Earth Power, and Mega Swampert with Hydro Cannon. Now, I've mentioned a couple of Megas there, so remember you can only Mega one Pokemon at a time, so as a recommendation I'd say pick whichever you want. You're usually after Megas to boost your XL Candy, so in this instance you'd want Fire, but that's not going to be super effective against the Shadow, so if you need help with numbers, picking any of the counters will work for extra damage. If you're working on improving your raid teams, this is going to be a great addition to your teams, so let's cover Shadow Entei in more detail. In terms of the meta, it's currently going to be a top 5 fire type, so having 6 free passes at it before buying the ticket or using any premiums is very useful. You can then choose how much resource to invest to keep raiding after those 6. Personally, I think it's worth doing extra raids, but it's completely up to your discretion. If we exclude Megas due to you only being able to use 1 at a time, then Shadow Entei is currently a top 5 fire attacker. With a 20% shadow damage bonus, it outclasses all of the non-shadows bar Reshiram, and while being slightly worse in DPS due to its current moveset, its durability gives it a top 3 survivability compared to, for example, Shadow Blaziken, which is very fragile. So this is going to give you more total damage output, and it saves time switching into your second team. It's also worth bearing in mind that Entei has yet to receive the signature move it shares with Ho-Oh, which is Sacred Fire. If it receives regular Sacred Fire, it should be the second best fire type behind Reshiram, but if it gets the boosted version like Apex Ho-Oh, it would be the best fire type attacker. However, this is quite unlikely that they would give it this. While the overall strongest teams for fire would be a Fire Mega backed up by 5 Reshiram, Entei, if given its move, could soon be your second best option. However, it is worth bearing in mind that when Shadow Reshiram comes out, most likely in 2027, that will cement its place as the king of fire types with 0 contenders. So summing this up, I would power maybe 1 to 2 if you get very strong IVs, and if you haven't already powered a full Reshiram team, and hope for Sacred Fire to be added to its move pool. Now, should you purify it? It's worth bearing in mind that a 0% shadow would be stronger than a 100% non-shadow due to that 20% damage boost. With the 20% damage boost, I would purify one only if you need a hundo for your collection and you get something near a 13-13-13 stats. Personally, I would keep a 91 plus as a shadow. The only other time I would purify one would be if you get a terrible one and you just want to register a Purify to the Pokedex entry for Entei. Now, in terms of PvP, for PvP players, I don't believe it's a great option. Being a Shadow gives it 20% more attack, but also 20% less defense, making it a glass cannon. With Masters League full of Kyogre, Palkia, and Groudon, I don't think it's a strong option, and I think even the normal Entei would be a stronger option. In terms of my recommendation, where I would usually say that tickets aren't worth it, personally for myself, I am going to be getting the ticket for this raid day. day. 14 chances at a very meta Pokemon, while having the 1 in 10 shiny boost seems very worth it in my opinion. So as long as you have the numbers to make sure you do enough raids, I think it's a good option to buy the ticket. As always, research for yourselves when it comes to spending your money on buying tickets. And if this deeper dive has helped, feel free to like and subscribe to keep up to date on Pokemon Go content. If you want to watch more content from me, you can click either of the videos showing. Let me know in the comments if you get yourselves a hundo. And as always guys, I'll see you in the next video.